Mayong adlaw mga amigo, my name is MJ and today I'm going to do a little bit of a chill book review about the book The Lady Who Stayed by Ruiz. I have read this book a few months ago and I have always been wanting to make a book review about this book, and yeah, I have finally decided to do it now. And hopefully with this video I'm going to go back to booktube full time because I have missed doing these videos, and honestly it's a little bit weird talking to a camera because it's been a long time ever since I have done this. As what I've mentioned, it's going to be a very chill book review because while I talk about this book, I'm going to do my makeup because the other thing which I loved other than books are actually makeup, and I also have my coffee with me, so it's a little bit of a cozy vibe, so I'm very excited about it. So of course, the very first thing which I'm going to do for my makeup is apply some sunscreen. I actually just use this Bello tinted sunscreen, and personally I did not really like this product, but it's the sunscreen that I have right now, so it's a thing I'm going to use. So let's talk about the book. The Lady Who Stayed is actually a historical romance book written by the Filipino author Ruiz. She is actually like one of my favorite Filipino authors like of all time because I really love her books. And The Lady Who Stayed is the second book of a trilogy about the Haverston brothers, and it mainly circled around the brother Adrian, who was the youngest, and he has a very different personality compared to Callan, who was the love interest of the first book. And the trope of this book is also very interesting because it mainly circled around a forced marriage between Adrian and this girl Mary, because they were seen in a very compromising position whilst there is a ball. And also Mary is a rather interesting character because in the opening of the book it basically talked about how her father died and her father left all of his possessions to her. Now, as you can imagine, since she is a woman in this historical era, fantasy-ish time, people really don't like the idea of her like owning all of her father's businesses, and it's also like a very dangerous situation considering that her father was also the previous like boss or mob boss, like in this secret society, like the mafia of this place. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So this is basically the premise of the book. I'm going to talk now about the characters. Now, the character Mary is what I've said is very interesting because the way she was portrayed in this book is that she is like a very quiet and cunning character, and I really love how she was very consistent with that personality in the whole entire book. And I really admire her strength because despite the fact that she is facing like a very precarious situation when it comes to the business that was left to her, businesses plural to her, and then the fact that she was left in a very compromising position with like one of the most eligible bachelors in the area, she is still very calm. Like, girl, I really admire your strength. And added to the fact that her father just recently died, like the only person in her life that she really trusts aside from her cousin. Like, it's quite a Mary is a really great and interesting character. She's just cunning and smart and quiet, and I really adore that. And considering that we have the same first name, like I'm pretty biased about her. And although Cressida, which is the main character of the first book, I really love her also, Mary, I am very biased about Mary. I think I have applied a little more sunscreen than I should be, and my face is a little bit white. Anyway, so the second character which I want to talk about is of course her love interest, who is Adrian. Now Adrian is a very interesting character as well because he is like a direct opposite of Mary. Adrian is pretty much this drama queen in which he basically acts first before thinking. So Adrian is that type of character, and although in the first part I find it really obnoxious because he is also a rake in top of that character, I eventually fell in love with him because of course I have this thing with loud main characters and boys in books because those boys are my direct opposite. Like, so yeah, eventually I fell in love with Adrian more than Callan. So, and I think it's because of the fact that Callan is precisely like we have almost the same attitude when it comes to things. So Adrian is basically my direct opposite, and I love that for him. So yeah, basically since they have this different personalities going on, they clash in like the first part of the book, but since Mary is level-headed, Adrian eventually adapted to her and they develop a relationship about that. Now for the plot. Of course, coffee break, because this is a cozy book review. Now, for the plot, I am actually very amazed as to how seamless everything is. Now, I'm going to put my concealer on my face. Anyway, yeah, everything is so seamless in this book. Like, I really can't believe as to how seamless it was, because everything is connected. Because in the first part of the book, Mary, as what I have mentioned, she is now the mob boss, considering that her father left all of the things to her. And being a mob boss, she has this like things, like illegal things to do, right? And one of those things is to deliver packages. And the packages that was assigned to the Secret Society to actually deliver to their customer was left in this place, which can only be transported if you are connected to a Haverston. Okay, anyway, Haverston. And then she has this little problem. She went to a certain ball to actually talk to someone, and it's actually like also connected to the ending, like the as to why she went to this ball. And then she was left into a compromising position with Adrian, and then she eventually decided to marry Adrian because, of course, as what I have mentioned, you can't really transport these things if you are not connected to a Haverston, because it's actually a very huge parcel or anything, and it's very illegal. So she accepted, like, or basically forced Adrian to marry her because, yeah, of course, her dignity is on the line. And then eventually they got married, they fell in love, and then since the packages were actually highly dangerous, as what Mary has realized, she buried them on like the land of the Haverstons, and then eventually she was basically left in a very dangerous situation with the mob, considering that those things are very essential and they have this really huge customer going on. And of course, she is a woman. A lot of people in the mob doesn't want to actually have her as a mob boss and all, because they think she is weak. Yeah, it's quite intricate. And then eventually they kidnapped Adrian, and Adrian knew about the secret society ish. And also Adrian has this thing in which he is very what do you call it, very much against the idea of secrets, considering that their mother before basically manipulated him, mainly him, to do her bidding, and her mother almost killed them, like their whole entire family, because she has a secret lover. So when he was kidnapped and he knew that Mary was a mob boss and Mary did not tell him, he basically exploded, blah blah blah. And eventually those died down when he knew that Mary was actually a spy. And that's what I mentioned in the ball, right? She joined a ball in the very first part of the book. The reason why she actually went to the ball is because of the reason that she is like, she needed to send this message to Mackenzie, who was also Adrian's brother. And Mackenzie is actually like this town guard. Oh my gosh, yeah, he is a town guard. So yeah, it's a huge web of like plot, and it's very well connected to each other, and I really enjoy that. Also, I forgot, the concealer that I use is Nishido's Serum Gel Concealer for eyes and face in the shade of Eclair. This is my concealer for quite a long time now. So next, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to use this Almond Caroline eyebrow liner. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I really enjoy the plot of this book. I think it's very well done, and I really enjoyed how J.D. Ruiz arranged that in a way in which it is like there are no loopholes. And personally, I enjoyed this one more compared to the first book, because the romance is basically just a subplot, because there is like this huge plot going on like in the center. And it's quite interesting as well, because I have read the other series of J.D. Ruiz, which is also somewhat connected to the series, and they are connected also in some form, and that is quite an interesting take. Yeah, so I mainly use this for like outlining. So yeah, the plot is very well done, and I really enjoy that. Now I'm going to look for my brush. Anyway, so to fill my eyebrows, I'm going to use this Ever Belena like palette. This has been with me for a very long time, and I'm scared because maybe this is already expired, but you know how girls do their makeup, they really don't care. So I'm going to fill that, because I basically look like an egg without my eyebrows. Anyway, I'm actually not going anywhere, I'm just doing my makeup for fun. Now, for the writing style of the book, I really really enjoy J.D. Ruiz's writing style. I think it's quite interesting and really great. Though some people will not agree with that because we have different taste. J.D. Ruiz's writing style is for me, and I really enjoy that because I think the book is highly descriptive, the characters are very well done, and again, the plot is very connected, and I really enjoyed as to how it was written. I think the only problem that I have with the book is how small like the text is and the lines that are here. I think it's not a very good choice to actually put in the book because it's quite difficult for me to read, but I really loved the book design. And yeah, so yeah, that's basically it for the book. I am not done with my makeup at all, so I'm just going to speed this up even though I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to use this blush. It is actually from Caroline, and my powder, I don't know where I placed that, but yeah, so this is basically my everyday makeup, the makeup which I do every day. Duh. I think that's all I'm going to do today. Like, I'm not going to do like the full face makeup because I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I know it's basically like a rambly type of video. And also, yeah, the book, I rated this, I think 4 to 5 stars in Goodreads, and I would highly recommend this book to anyone. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye guys.
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.